everyone, I'm Heather with Tropica Exotica, and today I wanted to talk about how crystals can help with anxiety. So I keep on hearing people talk about how much anxiety they have, so I thought I'd talk about how crystals can actually help with that. But before we begin, I just have to let you know that I am not a mental health professional, and if you're having any mental health issues or suffering from anxiety, I recommend that you see a mental health professional. So when it comes to anxiety, I wanted to talk about my own personal experience. So this is something that I've learned about myself, and I wanted to share it with you, thinking maybe that might help you out as well. So it's only been within the last few years that I found out that I'm actually an empath. And so when it comes to people experiencing anxiety, I often wonder if they are actually just empaths and they don't know it. So an empath is somebody who feels energy. So we are just sensitive to energy. We pick up on high energy environments, such as being around different people, a lot of crowded situations. And so being sensitive to energy makes you feel overwhelmed, and that can cause anxiety because you're just picking up on, everybody's energy around you. And so I wanted to go over a few of the techniques that I've used that have helped me to better cope with experiencing anxiety. And so one of the things that I've done is just completely try to avoid being around large groups of people. So if I'm going to be shopping, what I try to do is go out early in the morning or during the late evening if that's possible. That's just something that I found if I don't feel like doing these other techniques, I can just kind of minimize my exposure to other people so that I don't have to worry about feeling so much anxiety. Another thing that I've done is actually just, do a lot of shopping online. So, but obviously there's times when you can't do that. So if you're going to be out traveling, you might be at an airport, you might experience public transportation, being around a bunch of different people. So what you can do is before you leave the house, do what's called energy clearing and energy shielding practices. So what you want to do is imagine white light coming all the way down from source, going all the way through your chakras, starting from your crown all the way down to your root, and going all the way down into the ground, going down to the middle of the earth, and coming back up through your root chakra, all the way up your chakras to your heart chakra, and then radiating outward. And then what you want to do is you want to put on your shield. And so a shield is just an energy technique where you imagine a white light, a bubble that encases you. And so you can imagine it a couple inches or even a foot if you want. And so what that's going to do is help put up a barrier between you and other people's energy. And so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just imagine this white light around me, and then I'll kind of play with what's inside. So sometimes I might just put, some pink lights with some little glitter, maybe some green luminescent lights that kind of look like the northern lights. So you can just experiment with it and see what works for you, but it kind of makes it more fun. And so that is basically your energy shielding technique. So you would do that before you go out of the house. And so next is where the crystals would come in. So you want to bring crystals with you that will protect your aura and will prevent other people's energy from coming into your field. And so some of the things that you can do are you can wear a black tourmaline pendant or carry a piece of black tourmaline with you. You can also use shungite, and then you can also use a black crystal also called jet. And then what I use is this aqua aura. It kind of helps protect your aura. So this is something that I wear a lot of times if I'm going to be out and about. And then also when you're out, you can just try listening to calming music. There's a free app called Insight Timer, SIGHT, and then just the word timer. There's a lot of free music on there, a lot of relaxing music such as Tibetan singing bowls. So that's something that can help calm you down if you're going to have to be around a lot of people. Another thing that you can do is try to find an isolated place, such as like a restaurant, and find a booth that's kind of secluded where you're not being exposed to a whole bunch of people. So those are some of the techniques that I use if I'm going to be out and about. And so if you're an empath and you're sensitive to energy, you want to use a combination of those techniques and crystals to help really minimize your anxiety levels. And so when it comes to anxiety, another type of anxiety that people probably experience are more situational. And so, for instance, if you're going to be public speaking, that can be a cause of anxiety. And so public speaking is associated with the throat chakra. And so you would want to look for crystals that are usually associated with the color blue. And so a few of those crystals are apatite, blue lace agate, blue calcite, sodalite, and then this blue kyanite. So what you can do is you can meditate with those crystals before you go give your speech or you have your public speaking event. And you can also just keep a tumble with you, or maybe if you have it in a jewelry form such as a bracelet. And then another type of anxiety that people may experience is just from having a lack of self-confidence. And that's going to be associated with your solar plexus. And so some of the crystals that would be associated with the solar plexus would be pyrite, tiger's eye, and citrine. So again, what you can do is just carry a piece with you, such as a piece in your pocket or in your handbag. And then if you're going to experience a stressful situation, such as a test, or you have something else that you maybe need to just calm your mind, then you can try lepidolite, which is this lilac purple color here. You can try rainbow fluorite. This is going to be good for mental concentration as well. And then aquamarine. And then also amethyst. So these are also ones that you can use and just incorporate as a piece of jewelry or a tumble. So another situation that may be happening when it comes to experiencing anxiety is that you actually may just be ungrounded. So right now there's a lot of incoming energies that are very high that can raise your energy level up. And if you're not grounded, then that can cause you to feel a sense of anxiety. And so some different techniques to help get you more grounded are to physically put your feet, your bare feet, out on the ground. So one of the things that I like to do, I have a deck out and back, and so what I'll do is just take my shoes off and just put my bare feet on the ground for about 20 minutes. You can also walk around your yard barefoot. You can go hug a tree. Anything that is going to put you out in nature is going to help ground you. Some other techniques that you can use are imagine a root coming down from your body, going all the way down to the middle of the earth and kind of rooting there. So that technique would be good if you're out and about and you're not able to go, be out in nature. You can use these types of techniques to help mentally get you grounded. And then you can also try eating grounding vegetables such as potatoes. And when it comes to crystals, the crystals that are going to be really good for grounding are going to be your black tourmaline, hematite, and red jasper are a few. And, you know, for me, what I really use is I keep a piece of black tourmaline with me at all times. You know, it really helps to keep you grounded. It helps preventing other people's energy from coming into your field, and it dispels any type of negative energy. So I'd really recommend, if you feel that you might be an empath, I would really recommend you invest in a piece of black tourmaline, because that's really going to help you. And one thing that I do want to say, that when it comes to crystals, the crystals that are associated with these chakras can actually, your crown chakra and your third eye chakra, some of these crystals are actually very high vibration. And so if you're sensitive to energy, these can actually make you more anxious. And so, you know, I have heard, I haven't personally experienced this, but some people are very sensitive to amethyst. And so if you wear amethyst, you might want to pay attention. And this is where, you know, learning how to be more self-aware is very important when it comes to crystals, because, and that's why a lot of people recommend you only wear one crystal at a time until you understand how they make you feel. Because some of these crystals, because they're high vibration, they can make you feel ungrounded. And so you have to understand exactly how that crystal works with you. So for my own personal experience, I have realized that when I wear danbarite, which is really associated with the crown chakra, that I end up feeling a little frazzled. So I have to be very conscientious when I wear that, and you know, make sure, because I've noticed if I'm out and around a lot of crowds, that that crystal does not do well for me. So you really want to probably focus on those crystals that are more grounding, but really just try to experiment and try to figure out what works the best for you. Again, I will always recommend, if you are an empath, to always keep a piece of black tourmaline with you. That's really going to be helpful. It's going to help ground you and help keep other people's energy out from you. So anyway, I hope this helps. If you have a crystal that's been really helpful for you to help with your anxiety, please feel free to leave it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.